What is front office?
Front office is a very important department in the hotel, making direct contact with guests. The main function of this department is reservation, guest service, check-in, check-out, telephone, finance and cashiering, foreign exchange, room assignment, and inquiry. The front office is also called the nerve center of a hotel. It is also called the communication center of a hotel. The operational function of the front office department first is guest registration. They do all the guest registration related activities like check-in, room assignment, welcoming, room rate. Next is guest service. It fulfills any guest services related activities. Guest history and records. Creates and maintains a guest profile, history, likes and dislikes. Collect feedback. Next is guest database. They develops and maintains a comprehensive database of guest information. Updates room status. They are responsible to update and correct room status. Reservation. Reservation section is responsible in registering the room reservation from various sources with recordings. Next is postage and parcels. This section is to facilitate guests pertaining to the posting of letters, telegrams, and parcels. Next is telephone. This section is to facilitate guests pertaining to the telephone, both internally and externally, and to wake up guests in the morning upon request. Next is finance and foreign exchange. This section relates with the accounting department through the collection from guests through their services and also give the foreign exchange service. Next is inquiry. This section is to answer questions like inquiries of guests. Therefore, this section would have to be alert with all of the movements of the hotel. 5 basic lodging management associations. First is owner-operated. Hotel that is run by the owner. Owner cooks the meals, cleans the rooms, and performs all the tasks in the hotel. Next is owner-managed. Those are the hotels where the owner hired additional non-family members to help run the hotel. Next is independent hotels. These are the hotels that are not chain affiliated. The owner has no role in management in the day-to-day operation. Next is franchise. These are the hotels that are independently owned hotels that affiliates with a chain management contract. This is similar to a franchise in that it is supplied with standard operating procedures as well as the quality and the service level target. In the front office, which is a section under rooms division, there are 8 sub-units. First is front desk. It looks after the registration of hotel guests and serves a communication and information center. Next is reservation section. It handles reservations for room bookings either through the phone or direct personal contact. Next is bell service. This is responsible for escorting guests during check-in and check-out. Next is telephone exchange. It handles the telephone communication system to include answering incoming calls, receiving and disseminating messages, giving information to callers. Next is front office cashiering. Is responsible for the settlement of guest bills. Next is airport or transport guest assistance. It handles and transports of guests to and from the airport or other transport terminals. Next is business center. It handles all transactions in the business center, including computer services, sending fax or email, photocopy, sale of souvenir items, and etc. Methods to guarantee a reservation: credit cards, advance deposit, travel agents, corporate account, in-house voucher. Sources of reservations: letters, telephone, email, in person, via GDS, via central booking offices, internet access, accepting reservations. More hotels are connecting to the internet and have their own web page to sell accommodation and facilities. Guests can request accommodation through the internet. Considerations in accepting reservations. Be sure space is available. Do not promise or commit a particular room number. Do not commit a special rate without proper authorization. All requests for suites must be referred to the head of reservations or reservation manager. Advise the client of the 6 o'clock p.m. policy if reservation is not guaranteed. If booking party wants the guest accounts charged to another party, an LOA or letter of authorization specifying the charges must be requested. Reservations for layover and transit passengers received from airline. Accommodations, charge voucher or ACV must be requested. Thank the client or guest for making the reservation. Important things to remember when processing reservation. Room rate, remarks, special request, classifications, guest history, procedures for taking a reservation. Greet the guest and offer assistance. Once request for reservation is received, find out from the inquiring party the dates and type of room required. Then, check if there is available room corresponding to the room type preferred. Inform the guest if a room is available. If the room type requested is not available, offer alternative room, depending on what is available. Once room availability is confirmed, get details, write them in the reservation card. All pertinent information regarding the reservations shall be indicated in the room reservation card to include name of incoming guest. The last name must be written first. If the party is husband and wife, the title should be written Mr. and Mrs. Next is number of persons arriving, arrival date and time, information, time of arrival, the name of airline, numerical designation of the carrier and the place of origin must be taken whenever available, departure date, number of nights the guest will be staying, the quantity, type of room and type of bed required, room rate, billing, arrangement, remarks. Space is provided for some special requests or arrangements. Handling reservation call. Note number 1. The caller and offer assistance. You will leave the telephone as you say, "Good morning, Argo Hotel. This is Jera. How may I help you?" Note number 2. Note down in the reservation form the following data: name of guest, type of room, arrival and departure date, number of room nights, manner of payment. Note number 3. If the room type preferred is not available on that date mentioned, inform the guest or suggest other options. Example: I'm sorry to inform you that all suite rooms have been booked for December 20. How about a deluxe room instead? We can transfer you to a suite room once there is availability. Note number 4. If caller wants the bill to be paid by his company, the following shall be done. Check and the credit list if the company is among those with a commercial credit. You will say, "May I request a letter of authorization from your company?" Before the guest registration, you will tell the guest, "May I refer this matter to our credit manager, then I will call you back for feedback." Note number 5. Confirm the reservation and all information received. You will say, "We wish to confirm a reservation for blank from blank to blank. He is expected to arrive at blank, and the guest bill will be settled by his company under their commercial account." Note number 6. Inform about the 6 o'clock policy if applicable. You will say, "Ma'am, please advise Mr. Blank to check in not later than 6 p.m. Otherwise, the hotel reserves the right to give the room to the waitlisted client." Number 7. Thank the caller. You will say, "Thank you, Mr. Blank, for calling. Have a nice day." Manual reservations. Even with the advent of modern technology through computers, many small hotels are still using the manual method of processing reservations. Manual reservations are primitive but effective reservations with the use of a combination of cards or charts displayed on a wall. The 6 o'clock policy. It means that a guest with reservation is expected to arrive not later than 6 o'clock p.m. of the arrival date. If he does not show up within this cut-off time, the hotel has the right to give way to other guests using the room reserved for him. How to compute average daily rate or ADR, room occupancy percentage, room sales, and availability of rooms. Average daily rate. The ADR formula is room revenue divided by number of rooms sold. Just remember to exclude any complementary rooms or rooms occupied by staff members. Room occupancy percentage. The formula for room occupancy percentage is divide the total number of rooms occupied by the total number of rooms available times 100.